Hello, my name is John Kline with Appraising Plus. What I'd like to do today is just share with you some information concerning charitable appraisals. I'll start by reviewing a recent appraisal I performed for a client in Atlanta. The story behind it is a parishioner made a donation of a Steinway piano to her church. She was a big benefactor of the church and felt that would be a great place to leave a piano as she downsizes. So what a wonderful organization to give your Steinway to. Then she had to go ahead and get it evaluated for a charitable deduction. She did do that. She hired a Steinway representative who came to the church, evaluated it, tuned it up. She paid for that evaluation, and the fair market value that the individual shared that was worth was $15,000, and they gave her a condition report as well as the value $15,000. She gave the information to her accountant so that the accountant can fill out the proper paperwork for her charitable donation. Unfortunately, the CPA indicated to her client saying, "I can't accept this document. I need to have a qualified appraisal." Well, that kind of upset her. She's elderly. She didn't quite understand that if you make a donation of a piano to a church and she has a document saying it's worth $15,000, why can't that be acceptable? Why does she have to go out and figure out how to find an appraiser to go ahead and appraise the piano? Putting myself in her shoes, I understand exactly what she's feeling. She went ahead and made the donation, and now that the church won't even get the appraisal. Of course, the church is not allowed to do the appraisal for her, otherwise they would. She has to find an independent appraiser herself. Well, anyway, everybody's upset. The church is upset. She's upset. Her accountant couldn't quite get her to understand this. So I come into the picture. I had a call by the parish administrator sharing the scenario with her, and so I said I would go ahead and take the project on. And I spoke to the client, and I shared with her the rationale, what the IRS said, that anything above $5,000, one needs to have a qualified appraisal done by a qualified professional. And after I shared that and I did the work for her, I went ahead and found a technician in Atlanta to go to the church to go ahead and do a re-evaluation to give me a condition report that I could use to then come up with comparables that I could use to confirm any value assertions that I may develop. To make a long story short, I did use that condition report. And I did have somebody go to Alabama Piano Gallery in Atlanta to see if they would help me out by giving me some recent sales of pianos, of like type pianos. And they were very kind. They did do that, and I was able to do a qualified appraisal and give her a qualified appraisal in the amount of $19,000. So everybody seemed to win with this scenario. She gets a higher charitable donation than she was expecting. She also gets a qualified appraisal that she can use in case the IRS says, "Hey, I question that charitable deduction." So it was a win-win scenario. So I was happy that I was able to do that for the client. The church is happy. They had their benefactor pleased again, and her accountant's happy. Now what I'd like to do is just share with you kind of the details of what one needs to do if you're considering making a donation of a non-cash gift of more than $5,000 to a charity. First off, there's a form called 8283 that needs to be signed by the appraiser, and it also states that the value of the item that's being donated. In addition to the form 8283, there has to be a qualified appraisal written. And I have this particular Steinway piano. I did the report there, and it follows USPAP standards. USPAP is the Uniform Standards of Appraising Practice. This is kind of like our manual for writing any type of appraisal. And the IRS is looking for a report that's USPAP compliant. And they have a couple other things that they want the appraiser to have before they write the report, before it's acceptable. And there are some qualifications that need to be noted before you decide to hire an appraiser, or when you are looking to hire an appraiser. The things that need to have, or that appraiser needs to have, has to have earned an appraisal designation from a recognized professional appraisal organization, or has demonstrated competency in valuing the type of property being appraised, and has met minimum educational experience requirements or completed college or professional level coursework, regularly prepares appraisal for which he or she is being paid, states that they are qualified to make these types of appraisals, understands the intentionality of false or overstating the value of property and may subject him or her to a penalty for aiding and abetting, and understanding of tax liability. So they have a few things in here that the IRS is looking for. The bottom line to all that is, if an appraiser is USPAP compliant, USPAP educated, and that's the manual I referenced just a moment ago, then you have a individual that has the capability of writing a qualified appraisal. The issue with my earlier appraisal, when the parishioner had issues saying, hey, I got a technician, Steinway technician's been in business for 30 years, and I bet the person who gave the valuation of $15,000, it's pretty much right on the mark. That's pretty close to what I got. But for an appraisal and for an appraiser, it's not what I think the piano is worth. It's what I know it's worth, and that's based on recent sales. And unfortunately, many people, whether they're jewelry people from jewelry stores, or whether they're Steinway technicians, or whether they're from a gallery, many people don't recognize that. They think that their experiences allows them to just put a value down based on just their knowledge, and that's not accurate. And that's what the IRS is basically saying, is we want somebody independent that's going to come in and evaluate your donated item, and then go through a particular process to determine what the fair market value is. And that's what I did. And it was good for the client, because she got $4,000 more of a taxable deduction than she was expecting, so everybody was happy. But that's the process one goes through. Just remember, if the appraiser that you are contacting to get you to provide you a charitable appraisal, just be sure that that person can write a USPAP compliant appraisal. Then you're golden. I hope this helps, and if you have questions, I'm always available. Thank you for visiting Appraising Plus. Have a wonderful day.